Hi, this is Steve Fabian. This short video will demonstrate downloading and installing the Gooddogs .NET Nuke technology template for module development. So if you go to gooddogs.com and go to the downloads page, you'll see the template listed. Go ahead and click on that. And on the details page, you can go ahead at the top and click on download. And it'll download a VSI file. When it's done, you can click on that to run it. And you'll get a installation wizard to step you through installing the template. Next, ready to install. Now I already have the template installed, so it will allow me to overwrite and update my version with the latest version I just downloaded. Okay, and we're done. So now that that template's installed, I can go to Visual Studio, do File, New Project, and under Visual C# Web, you'll see there's a new project template that you can use to create a .NET Nuke module using some of these advanced technologies. So we'll give our module a name, we'll call it test, and for the location you select the desktop modules folder in the folder where you have your local instance of .NET Nuke installed. Okay. Now before we can run our module, we need to make some changes to the properties of our project. And on the application tab, we're going to change the assembly name in the default namespace to this value. So I'm going to copy that from the documentation file here. We'll go and now replace our assembly and our namespace with those values. Because this template uses Entity Framework and some other of the newer technologies, it's important that it use a .NET Framework version 4. It's required. So your local instance of .NET Nuke that you're going to be compiling against and testing and debugging in needs to be configured to run in .NET Framework 4. Okay. On the web page, in order to make debugging easy and allow us to just launch our debugger and set breakpoints and step through our code, we need to make some changes on the web page. So I'm going to enter in the local host, the URL of the .NET Nuke website in which my module is being developed. And on the local IIS web server section, I'll do the same thing. And then for my project URL, type the full path to my module folder. Okay? So with those three changes there, we're ready to debug. And now the last thing we need to do is paste our Entity Framework connection string into the web config file of our .NET Nuke website. So I'm going to click on my project and open that up in Windows Explorer and browse back to the root folder of my .NET Nuke website, edit my web config, and in the connection string section, after my connection string, okay, I already have it in here, but you would then paste it. In fact, let me do that here. Paste it, and you'll notice that there are some placeholders in here. You'll need to edit this connection string now and enter in the values for your local database, server name, your catalog name, and your user ID and password. Okay, and having made those changes, we're all ready to go. We'll rebuild, and down the bottom left, everything succeeded, and now we can go ahead and debug. And now we'll go into host extensions. We will create a new module. We're going to create it from a manifest. We're going to select the folder of our module project, and it will select our DNN manifest file. And we go ahead and say create module. Okay. And now we have our module in here, and we're ready to put it on a page and test it out. So I actually haven't done any development yet. I've just used a template, created the file, made some property changes in my project, added my Entity Framework connection to the web config of my .NET Nuke site, and then ran my .NET Nuke site, and now in the host extensions registered my module, and now I can go ahead and find that here. There's our module, test, place it on a page. Okay. So we have our welcome view here, and under the action menu we have an About screen. The About screen will display some text, also displays the version number. In a future video, I'll go through some of the technology behind this. This version number is actually retrieved from the WCF data service and then data bound using Knockout.js through a view model to the About view. So we'll step through that in more detail in the next video. And there's also a demonstration page which demonstrates laying out your module using the Blueprint CSS. So there's some pre-formatted message boxes that you can use for errors, warnings. There's also here a demonstration of two-way data binding using Knockout.js. So you'll see I've got two fields here, and I've got a welcome message, hello message, and as I change the values in here and exit the field, you'll notice the welcome message gets changed automatically, and there's absolutely no code behind or any code to do that. It's all done through Knockout.js two-way data binding. So all of this, and the click is actually bound to a click event on the view model. So all of this stuff is a demonstration of using Knockout.js inside of my .NET Nuke module, and I'll go into way more detail in the next video. Also comes with a mobile version, so we have the same behavior. We have our message here. If I change it here, you'll see the message gets changed as well. And on the About screen, we get our version number, again, through a WCF data service call to a pre-configured data service in our module, and then bound to the screen using Knockout.js. Okay, so that's it. A quick demonstration of downloading and installing the Gooddogs technology template for .NET Nuke module development. And hopefully you'll continue to follow this project. Next video will go into some details about the project template and technologies and how they all work. Thanks for watching.